Okay, calling to order the meeting of the Town of Florence Planning and Zoning Commission scheduled for February 5th, 2015. Mr. Olguin, would you call roll for us, please?
Yes, sir, I will. Good evening. Vice Chair Putrick.
Present.
Commissioner Petty.
Present.
Commissioner Pranzo.
Present.
Commissioner Garcia. Commissioner Fenstermaker.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Does everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, our first agenda item here is approval, disapproval, or discussion on the January 15, 2015 meeting. Does anybody have any questions, additions, changes?
I do, if
Okay.
I can speak,
Sure.
Mr. Chairman. The problem with the meeting, with the minutes, is that they don't meet open meeting requirements. The Arizona Revised Statutes, and help me if my interpretation is wrong, please, but the Arizona Revised Statutes requires the name of each person making statements or presenting material to the public body. When I read these minutes, they're more like a summary. And with the exception of Mr. Ogden, which I assume had a written presentation, there's no other names mentioned. I don't want to get between a rock and a hard spot where it's impossible to revise the minutes because the information is lost. But I would like to get in conformance with what I see as the requirements of the statutes.
Vice Chair, Commission, if I may. We take our guidance from our town clerk and also the deputy manager, which is Ms. Garcia. In accordance with open meeting law, we're required to do verbatim minutes when it's a public hearing for the people of the public.
Right.
We're allowed to summarize for commissioners and staff. We used to do verbatim minutes, well, not verbatim, but they were, as you had mentioned, per each person speaking, but one of the commissioners had asked us to summarize. So we started trying to summarize, be more concise. When the public speaks, we use a public's name. Commissioners speak, we summarize. But that was per Commissioner Garcia. If you wish us to go back to the way we used to do it, we'd be happy to. But we are in compliance. I'm confident that we are in compliance with open meeting law.
I'm not.
I could
If I
check with,
read the Arizona Revised Statutes, which I did, we're not.
I can check with the town clerk and verify and call you, and so that you know if we are. But when here, well, it's not relevant. Point is, we can check for you if you'd like. If you'd like that, it's not a big deal.
It's the proverbial rock and a hard spot. So, I'm not trying to create work for people. It's just
We have an excellent minute taker that we brought on. She's our admin assistant, and she can do them either way. It doesn't slow her down. Matter of fact, it's more troublesome to do them summaries wise than it was before. But we're trying to accommodate what Commissioner Garcia had asked, and she felt that it wasn't necessary to do them verbatim, especially if it wasn't a public hearing. In public hearings, you've got to be very careful to not confuse who's speaking. So, once again, if you'd like us to check with our town clerk, I'd be happy to. No offense taken.
what I would like is people with the proper training to look at the way the minutes are being done and determine whether we are in compliance or not.
Okay, we will check with her, and we'll let you know this week if these minutes are in compliance or not.
Great.
Good enough. With that said, we could table these to the next meeting.
Okay, and that's an action item for you. So, under the circumstances, I think we should go ahead and make a motion and approve these minutes with the proviso that you're going to check and make sure that...
Vice Chair, Commission, we won't want to take a motion and approve anything until we get guidance from our clerk.
It's up to them.
So if somebody wishes to just make a motion to table, you can do that.
That's fine, too.
But until we verify the issue that was brought up tonight, I don't think we should approve these minutes.
I'll make a motion that until we can get the minutes verified, that we tabled them for the time being.
Okay.
And I second them.
Okay, I have a motion to table the minutes until we get verification from the town clerk, and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, so the motion is carried.
Just as a matter of note, regardless of what is decided on from our clerk, we'll have to wait till the next meeting to bring these to you again.
Yep.
So, okay?
Yep. Okay, moving on. Calling for elections for Planning and Zoning Commission Chairman, as one of our commissioners is missing.
Yes, Chair, or I should say Vice Chair Commission, we are missing Commissioner Garcia. Once again, it's up to you if you wish to. You can have the election without her. We have a quorum.
Yes.
Or you can table it to the next meeting.
Let's postpone it one more time.
Okay?
Is that agreeable with everybody?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Well, Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion that we postpone the election until the next meeting.
that would be the third Thursday in February. Whatever that date is, 20-something. Do I have a second?
I second.
Okay, I have a motion to postpone the elections till the next P&Z meeting, and I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion is carried. We'll postpone the election. Okay, moving on to agenda item number 6, new business, case number PZC 07-15-DR, design review for the Town of Florence Library and Recreation Complex. And I assume you have a briefing for us.
Vice Chair, Commission, yes, I do. I just wanted to clarify before we get started that this case in front of you is it's in addition to a case that was brought to you several months ago. We did the entire comprehensive DR or design review over the Territory Square Library and Recreation Complex. That was approved by this commission. Tonight, we're focused on signage. So tonight's approval disapproval is only on the signage. And Heath Reed, our town planner, is going to carry the presentation for you.
Vice Chair, Commissioners, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here. As Mr. O'Gean stated, this design review is for signage. So just to give us a little bit of background history, just real quick, 2009 is when the North End Framework Plan, which preceded the Territory Square area, was adopted and really created what we see before us. So just this past October 16, 2014 was when the Planning and Zoning Commission approved the site plan for the library and aquatics complex. So let's talk a little bit about the signage of the area. There we go. So with the Territory Square District, the overall master plan for Phase 1 will set the standard of design for the district. Signage within the district will be allowed to create branding that will make it distinct and unique. Also looking at creating an identity The Territory Square zoning allows for comprehensive signing and flexibility in signage to establish a standard of creativity. So within the district and these two facilities that are being built currently right now, and as promised at that last meeting in October, as we would bring this comprehensive sign package to you, there is a total of 7 signs that we're looking at this evening before you. So the picture right before you is the plaza, the Gateway Plaza into the Territory Square district from Main Street on the south side. This is the site plan. So right here, if you follow on your monitors, you see the mouse. This is where the library complex is going to be, and here's the aquatics complex. It's going to be over in this area. The plaza is right in this area, and where these black dots is where all the new signage is being proposed along the area. I'll just show you. So this is the gateway signage, which is going to say Town of Florence. It's on a low rock wall, and it's going to be a nice little touch to the plaza, and also a nice entryway into the district. It's not going to be daunting and overwhelming, but it's going to let people know that when they're coming into the Territory Square area up North Main Street. So here's the wall signage on the library and community center. You can notice a lot of the signs, they're going to fit into the building, the design standards that have been set for this area. The steel, the rustic type of colors and metal. Here's the directional signage. Because the site is large and it is the first phase of the 40 acres, there's going to be directional signage that is going to be at the site. So let's go back here to the site plan. You can follow on your monitors. Right here is where the directional signage is going to be, right on Main Street. As people come in, and they can be directed throughout the site. And as things continue to build in the area, that directional signage will have further names that will be added to it. So moving on, here's the front. Here's the entry point into the library and community center. Signage is going to be horizontal and vertical. One of the reasons why is to create a different design elements. It ties into the things that we were talking about back in October, and breaking up the building and the materials and giving us different facade difference here in this area. So now moving on over to the aquatic center, similar type of vertical sign near the entry point as people are greeted into the center here. Also, there's going to be public bathrooms or restrooms. They're going to be over the area because you're going to have some soccer fields, tennis courts, and pickleball courts in the area. So those who are using the facilities outside of the aquatic center, they don't have to walk all the way to the library or get into the swimming pool area to use the restrooms. Just a little bit more of showing the plates that's going to be used. So let's just go over real quick some of the signage. The Territory Square gateway sign, the letter height is 3 feet. The width is going to be, or length, is going to be 46 feet by 6 inches and 1 foot thick. They're going to be deep steel letters with finish of weathered steel. The library sign, they're an 8-inch letter height, and the length is going to be about 17 feet. Sorry, the horizontal sign, the whole sign in general is going to be 3 feet by 17 feet. It's going to allow the people to be able to see since it is a large building. Let's just go right here. Directional sign is going to be 2 feet by 6 feet wide and 4 by 6 in height. So a nice height where people are going to be able to see it from the street and pedestrians who are walking in the area. Aquatic center is a similar height, 3 feet width and by 10 feet height. All of them are going to have, almost all of them are going to have weathered steel plates and backdrop of aluminum letters, which will help let them stand out. So all the signage within the district and within the Territory Square area right here will have lighting either from the ground or from vertical point from the building. So they're all going to be lit up at nighttime, which is going to be a nice thing. Staff recommends approval of the design review signage application for PZC-07-15-DR, subject to the following conditions. Staff is here to answer any questions that the Commission has.
I'd like to ask a few questions. On the first page, it says that request, and it says Territory Square project, and then later on you call it a district. So district, the signs are going to follow throughout the whole complex, or all 40 acres, or?
Vice Chair, Commission, if I may, that's correct. Signage is to apply to all of this commercial portion of Territory Square. This is the project, but it applies to the district.
So it should go Territory Square project and then parentheses district, so there's no confusion of being a district or individual project.
Right, we apologize.
And let's see. On the lighting, it said that the lighting is either coming from above, off the side. It makes a difference in cost.
It's going to be
we've got a firm bid. Is that correct on this project?
What's that?
We have a firm bid price on this project, so that on the main market.
Yes, there should be no additional cost, Vice Chair. The signage is part of the package.
Well, just looking at the signage for the bathrooms and stuff, you're going to have a light in the parking lot, or are you going to use an acrylic material that highlights the signage there, or are you going to have a light overhanging it that?
Everything that the architect has told us about the signage lighting, it's not going to be coming from the ground up at this location. It's going to be coming from either the top of the roof in that area near the restroom entrances.
So to get just on the restrooms there, you're going to have to come out, what, 8 feet and have a spotlight coming down?
No.
Toward it either comes from above or?
It's going to be coming from above.
Right, and typically the light plan that's being applied to the parking lot, it's measured in a radius that covers most angles of each building in order to provide security and safety for people walking up and down these areas at night. That's typically how it's done even in here in the town core and also in Anthem, is the lights are put there to provide, to cover an area that's going to cover the buildings, the sidewalks, to provide the safety so nobody trips over the parking curbs that are there, nobody trips when they're coming off of the sidewalk. So there should be ample lighting that's around this shooting down.
Well, the problem with that is that on this picture here, you don't have any, or the designer or the builder doesn't have any tower lighting or curb lighting shown, or?
Yeah, Vice Chair, Commission, it'd be difficult because it would make it dark and it wouldn't show well.
You have the, back in the baseball diamond in the back, you do have the towers for the lights indicated. Now
Right. Yeah, typically we don't show it on the renderings. The idea is to show the beauty of the project, you know, in concert with the landscaping. But typically, as far as the lighting that applies right there, it's a day picture, not a night one.
So we can assume that the builder is going to put the lights in the proper place that would show on the entryways?
Yes.
We're assuming that he's going to do it, even though he doesn't show it in here.
No. Once again, the focus is on the design of the signage, not so much the lighting itself. That was the intent of this review tonight, is to show you what they look like. like I said before, sometimes it can be difficult to show images of these signs lit up at night. As you can see with what you saw tonight, it's hard to even see some of the signs during the day. So we do apologize, but no, we don't have any images that show these at night or how that lighting would be affected at night.
But all of the lighting is part of the parking lot?
Yes, like I said, there's a light plan that shows the location of all the parking street poles, and they're usually within the parking lot to provide security, and they cover, a majority of the parking spots. That's why they use certain trees around the parking lot as well, so they won't be blocking, the light at night.
So there'll be lighting on the walkway as well?
Keep in mind, the company that's put this together and that's doing this for us, they specialize aquatic centers and libraries. They've done, I forgot how many they mentioned, but it's over 100. They've done this several times. So the lighting shouldn't be an issue. We'd be happy to have one of them speak to you personally if you'd like, if you're concerned about lighting. But
Well, actually, we just got zapped for $450,000 because we weren't really sure on a tiling a canal, and talking to us individually or whatever, I would like to see it on the plat. We've got an overhang on the corner.
just to be clear, Vice Chair, Commission, and what you're referencing is it has to do with infrastructure. This is a design and the ultimate look of signs, and as we talked about earlier, there's no additional cost for this. This has already been priced out and packaged together. It's unfortunate that the infrastructure with the skid came up and it came to be that much, but we were assured that there would be no additional cost for this.
But this is infrastructure here also, this is...
No,
No, it's not.
You're going to...
Vice Chair, Commission, this is signage. It's an aesthetic look. It's like the icing on the cake. Infrastructure, it's underground issues with skid regarding the location of that canal. It's completely different. So they're not even two of the same topics. But we can assure you that there's no additional cost for what you're looking at tonight for the lighting. It's already been programmed into the price.
So someone's going to guarantee that when I walk out there and I see the library and community center, it is nice, bright, and shiny, and that I can find the restrooms, and that the long wall with the town of Florence is lit up adequately, and that is being guaranteed by...
Vice Chair, Commission, we have our Public Works Director, Wayne Costa, was also involved. Right now it's interim John Mitchell, who's taking over until Wayne gets back. But Wayne Costa is also involved, so is Fire. We're all involved in this design. It isn't something that just comes through the Commission. So when this comes to you, we've also had the blessing from the Public Works engineer that the lighting is accurate, because it also affects the parking and the locations of the entryways, and also Fire, knowing that they can get in there and they feel that it's comfortable and safe when they bring their fire trucks to the area.
There was a statement that we don't bless this with holy water. What I'm saying is that you're saying, okay, this is what it's going to be, and trust you, or trust the builder, and I don't... $450,000 is a hell of a hit, and so we're looking at what is it going to cost for an electrician to run additional conduit if we don't get the lighting. You've got looks like yucca bushes here or whatever. You're going to have conduit run along the gravel there on the corner of the building. You're relying on the parking lot lighting that the restrooms will be shown, and I just don't...
Once again, Vice Chair, Commission, tonight is the design review on signage. The design review for the entire Territory Square Library Complex, that was already approved by this Commission.
Okay,
so the issues that you're bringing up, sir, with all due respect, have already been covered.
the lighting on the signage, that has already been brought up at the other meeting.
The lighting on the parking lot was brought up at the other meeting. Tonight,
The lighting on the signage has been brought up at another
no,
meeting.
but you were talking about the skid issue that was the $400,000 price tag. You're bringing up items that...
No, what I'm giving you is an example of problems that the town has with not being able to control costs. And the town council was clear this last Monday that they were upset about an increase that they didn't have any control over. So I'm trying to look at this and saying, okay, let's do this properly. Let's say where the lighting is going to be. The wording here is that all the signs will have lighting. Will it be a flashlight lighting? No.
Commissioner?
Yes.
Commissioner May, all of this is a part of the package, as Mr. O'Gean already talked about. So all of the lighting, if it doesn't meet town standards after they've put up everything, and we go there, we do a site visit after to make sure everything follows code, make sure it went to the approval of planning and zoning and town council. If they don't meet this, they have to update and fix the mistakes that they've created on their dime, not our dime. So everything that's here, they have to create. This has all been part of the approval of the library and the recreation and the aquatic center. So this is what we're talking about. It's not additional cost. This is just the same thing. It's a design review. Like beforehand in October when we had the site design review of the aesthetics, this is, at the time they didn't have the full signage package ready for commission to review until now. So this is why it's coming at a later date. It's not for additional cost or to change the project. We understand that there was the other issue, but this is what was built into the overall cost of the library and the aquatic center.
Vice Chair.
Go ahead.
Vice Chair Commissioner, if I may, an excellent point that Mr. Reed had brought up. We are required to go to the site once they call for a CFO so they can open up the building. We walk the site. We count parking spots. We check the length of the parking spots. We count plants. Every plant that's on the plan you saw, they get counted. We walk through everything. When we're okay and we decide that they have met or exceeded what was required, then we sign off on it. And that would include lighting. If there's lighting issues, we will bring it up. They will fix it. And this is not an additional cost. So this is required as part of the CO, but not just this department. You have fire that will walk the site. You have the public engineer that will walk the site. And this is done not just for this project, but every project that gets a C of O here in Florence. So, for example, the Florence Superstop, same thing was done. We walked, we counted parking spots. We found trees that were missing. We would not give them a C of O, got them a temp 90-day C of O until they met what was required. So we will have to go back to the site and verify it's safe, enough lighting, the right plants, drips, everything, to help reassure you that this is going to be safe and done correctly. But this is the way we've been doing this since I've been here for 10 years.
Mr. Chairman. Let me interject a thought here that I want you to understand. We're not questioning the veracity of what you guys will do once this is done. What we're talking about here is this is a simple project management function. Very simple. And we had a design review for the buildings. Now we're getting a design review for the signs. Are we going to get another design review? It's not all encompassing. What we're saying, a good program management or project management should be everything laid in front of this commission at one time to be able to pass judgment on whether we think that it's worthy to pass on to the council. And that's what our objection is in general, okay? We're not trying to say that you guys aren't going to do your job. We're not trying to say that you haven't done your job. What we're saying is when we have a project, we want to see the whole damn thing at once. We have to now remember, gosh, did we do anything with lighting? What the lighting for the signs? We don't remember. I don't remember. And the second thought, then you have the design review for the signs. I understand that, but if there's a requirement for lighting of the signs, then we should be showing the lighting on this design review and on these drawings. That's the only thing we're talking about here. So I think what we have to question, I think we have to raise this issue because we've been surprised by a few other things that have come along. Don't mind being flexible as long as it meets a certain standard. I don't think that we should be pressured to do something because it's part of somebody's plan. I think we should know what the whole thing is here, and that's the point we're trying to make. Now, does anybody else have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I don't want to take staff out of their comfort level. Personally, for me, a sign's a sign, as long as it tells me what I need to know. But the materials, you have stainless steel screws against steel, you have aluminum against steel. Typically, anyone with metal background, they get nervous when you have dissimilar metals in contact with each other. Now, I don't know if this is going to set up an anode-cathode kind of relationship, but I think it's wise to give you the heads up to say, whoever's building these signs, do you have experience with it, and have you had any trouble with the steel corroding prematurely? That's all I ask.
Especially in the monsoon season when it's wet and hot.
And that's all I have.
Any other questions for Commission?
Anybody else have anything else they want to add? Nope. Okay. Then I think I will ask for a motion to forward either approval or disapproval of this design review to the council.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we forward a approval to Town Council case PZC
Chair, Vice Chair, Commission.
015DR. Excuse me, is someone else talking?
Yes, sir, I apologize. The statement that you made, this isn't a recommendation.
I
This
said,
is- You said a recommendation
right,
of,
you're right, you're absolutely right.
for the record, approval or disapproval.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let me restate.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve case PZC 0715DR.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No. Okay, we have 3 approve and 1 disapprove. Okay, moving on to agenda item number 7. This is a call to
Chair,
the...
Vice Chair, if I may, we do a roll call vote, if that's okay with you.
Yeah. You want to do a roll call? Okay.
Commissioner Patrick, yea or nay?
Yes. Nay.
That's fine, yes, that's fine.
Yay. However you want to say it.
Commissioner Petty? Yea. Commissioner Pranzo?
Yes.
Commissioner Fenstermaker?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on to agenda item number 7. This is a call to the public for commissioner's response. Do I have anybody from the public that would like to address the commission? Yes, can you state your name, please?
Ruth Harrison, Florence, Arizona. I'd like to say something about the minutes that you discussed earlier. I have made a recommendation in the past to the council and to some, at least one other commission that the town outsource the transcription of the minutes to a service that I believe can provide a written transcription within 24 hours of the meeting. Sorry, getting a little too close there. I think that would be a really good thing to do. That would allow the names of the public and the names of the people on the commission to be included, and you could have the results back within a very short amount of time. I think it would be a very good thing for the town to do, and I would encourage you to encourage them to do that. As far as the signs go, oh, by the way, let me go back for a moment. I like the idea of the names of the commissioners being included in the minutes, to know who said what and who we could talk to about the things that are going on. I think the public is entitled to know these things. I think it's important. So let me move on now to the other topic, which is the topic of the signage. I had difficulty reading some of those signs because I had to go like this in order to do it. Reading the signs some of those signs the way they are vertically and sideways, it makes it look like you're reading a foreign language almost. It doesn't make sense, and it's not a good thing to do, I don't think, in my opinion. And since I'm the only one here from the public, I guess that might count.
We appreciate your comments.
So I think that needs to be changed. Just having the vertical sign with the letters the way they would be in one after the other vertically would make more sense. You wouldn't have to turn your head like this to read the sign. And so that's what I'd like to say tonight about those two items. I hope something can be done about both of them. The signage, something needs to be done about that signage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, okay, we'll hear from...
I got here a little late, I'm sorry, but anyway, on the, you were talking about the extra money we had to spend on the irrigation ditch thing. That was because the majority of the council felt that there was so much liability involved with the first design of tiling over the existing ditch that they decided to spend the extra money to put in a pipe instead of tiling over the existing ditches. So my understanding is, you know, that from now on that there won't be any more extra money coming out of the blue, but I don't know. I mean, you know, there's no guarantees, but they say it's a guaranteed price not to go above, you know, the $12,900,000 or whatever. Now we're up to 13.5 or whatever it is. But that was because the majority of the council felt that there was some liability involved, and nobody ever really explained what liability that was. If it's buried and underground, doesn't matter if it's tile over the top or whatever. It worked out in the original design, but I understand where the commissioner was coming from, and I just wanted to clarify that's where that transition came from on the overrun on the supposed guarantee.
Great, thank you, Bill.
My name's Bill Hawkins, and I'm town councilman, but I'm just speaking as a citizen here, not for the council.
We're always glad to hear from you, Bill. So we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And continuing with the, this time this is a call to the commissioners for any comments, questions, statements, things that anybody has. Start all the way to the left.
Okay, thank you. The incentive plan. And that's what I've been watching, what's been going on the last couple of weeks. The incentive plan where there was 2 homes on the property, and then there was a discussion about a 3rd home on the property. According to what we approved 2 homes, period, nothing else. And I'm not sure what the zoning is, if they have to pull out bathrooms or whatever in that 3rd building that's on that property. And that's what I'm concerned with when I'm looking at little things like signs, but you'd think we would have been given a little bit of information, and our mayor had lived down the street, and so that was fortunate that he knew what was going on there originally. The additional money for the canals, design fees, environmental fees, that involved the San Carlos
Indian Nation.
Indian Nation, is that the...
Chair, Vice Chair, Commission, this is the opportunity for the Commission to make statements, not to reply or respond back.
Okay.
I apologize.
I'll make this statement then. I heard it on the meeting Monday, the town council meeting, is that we didn't have a choice on what it would cost, and we were not able to have an estimate prior to that because the SCIP decides what it costs, and we have no control of that. So it could have been $600,000 plus the $200,000 we already allocated for it. My concern is just to make sure that the town has someone that's in charge that can run the projects. I've been on construction sites. We have it's extremely important to keep a handle on things because just because a corporation says yes, it's only going to cost us much money. We were looking for that company that designed this project, Low Mountain Construction. We were looking to them for input. We can't. How are we supposed to know what's going to cost extra without having their input? They've had to have done business in other areas dealing with canals and stuff. So that's I'm trying to do due diligence for our town, and that's why I thank you for your help in understanding some things. But I still I'm still very cautious on what happens.
Okay. Gary?
Home tour, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. Come one, come all. I understand that the town staff in charge pulled out all the stops. We are advertised everywhere. We look forward to a very successful special event.
That's it. Okay, I had a comment on the Coolidge Performing Arts Center. Had never been there. I was there Saturday night to see Avril Bird, who is a Native American performer. And it's a tremendous venue, and I think that we need to help support that. It's a great place to go. It's every bit as good as the Queen Creek, which is at the Queen Creek High School, and it's better than the Higley Performing Arts Center. And they have a number of things coming up, so you can look them up. They're online, and it's a great facility, very comfortable and very nice. Well, under those circumstances, since everybody's done, I'm prepared to call for adjournment. And so we are adjourned at 6:45.